So I just got back from the gym and I just had a lot on my mind. I was having one of those workouts where you absolutely don't want to be there. And I know a lot of it has to do with the fact that right now I'm doing a pretty aggressive diet of about 1600 to 1800 calories a day. And I'm counting my macros and making sure to do it appropriately. And I know it's kind of weird, I'm in my car and you're seeing like this pink light. I just happen to have a lot of my camera gear with me. So I just had a moment where I kind of was thinking back to when I first got into fitness and nutrition and the conversations that I wish I had with people who were knowledgeable. The conversations that I wish I had available to me, because I was kind of very alone. Because when you're on a diet and you're not really surrounded by like fitness nutrition friends, it's so lonely, on top of it already being a difficult task as it is. And there's points that we know to be true. You know, people, I say we because I know that I'm not the only one who's kind of going through a diet. And I'm not the only one who's going through trying to balance diet and working and training, and especially in the summer, trying to keep up a social life, a relationship, just all the things that come with that. So this is me kind of wanting to put out the tips that I have to remind myself when I'm on an extreme cut. The things that I wish someone would just kind of grab me and tell me. That way I didn't feel so alone and so kind of broken by the process. So here's 3 things I want to just remind you of for people who are on a diet, whether that's for the first time, doing it again, just any part of the journey. The first thing is that it's absolutely going to affect your mood. I think we sometimes get into like a false sense of security. We're doing all these positive things. We're going on a diet, we're going to the gym, we're really trying to make changes in our lives and create good habits. I don't think you understand what starts to happen when you really make these changes, the really strong ones. And it's so hard to explain to other people. When you're on a diet, especially when you're counting your calories and you're making sure that you're strict. For example, like I said before, 16 to 1800 for me. Restricting some of those macronutrients, especially fats, it's going to mess with your mood so bad. Not only that, it's going to mess with your sleep really bad. So terrible sleep, terrible mood. Just not a great person to be around while I'm really trying to kind of get to this place. And great, of course, you understand these are healthy changes you're gonna make, but I'm sure a lot of us know that conversation you have to have with people, social settings, dinner, they're gonna ask you, oh my God, you don't have to do that. Just eat vegetables or whatever stupid advice they're gonna offer you. I'm trying to explain to someone that you have to kind of eat the same things all the time. You have to be really strict and consistent is as tasking as actually doing that counting and going to the gym. It's like every time I'm good and I'm on a nice rhythm, I have one fucking idiot who wants to tell me some stupid advice from a magazine. Exactly, they read from magazines, because usually boomers trying to tell me something stupid. Or someone who is like, oh my God, what you're doing is an eating disorder. It's like, it's not a disorder, but yeah, I get it. I am technically starving myself, because when you're on a diet, especially on an aggressive cut, that is technically what you're doing. And that deprivation is going to lead to a lot of brain chemistry getting changed. So it's okay if you feel crazy. It's okay if you kind of get, the people who start speaking around you and telling you this is not the way you're supposed to do it, or whatever they want to input they want to give. It's all right to feel some type of way about it. It's all right for it to feel crazy, because you know what? Maybe it is. But especially as someone like myself who struggles with their weight all the time, I think it is a bit kind of necessary to be a little bit crazy. Because the way I think about it, it's like being big and overweight and unconfident, all these things, it's really difficult. And so is being healthy and consistent. So if both of them are difficult, I rather choose the difficult that's gonna bring me longevity and bring me a sense of purpose and bring me a sense of accomplishment, because that's really what it's about. You wanna feel a sense of fulfillment. When we have like this void of unhappiness due to not liking ourselves, and we're trying to fill that with things that are gonna make it better. The second thing that I have to remind myself is to add my favorite foods. Diet obviously just inherently sucks. Having to think about the food you're gonna eat, even if you like the food. That's the thing I think people sometimes kind of forget, that just because I enjoy the foods that I choose to eat in my diet doesn't make that diet any less shit. Because it's the fact that I can't just mindlessly think about, I can't just mindlessly go into a pantry and grab whatever I want and eat it. I see the meme all the time. It's like, I missed a world when I didn't know what calories were. And that's so damn true. And I get it. There's people out there who explain, like, once you know your calories and how they can incorporate, it can make everything a lot better. And that is technically true. Once you understand macronutrients and you understand calories, it is so much better in the long run. But god damn it, if I could just remember the time where I would just go to a gas station and grab like a bag of Cheetos and a soda and just be so content with that. Like, yeah, I get that maybe it wasn't the healthiest choices, but it was so much easier just on my mind. And that's what it is. A lot of it's a mental game. It sucks, man. Dieting sucks. Going to the gym sucks. Like, you love it when you're there, when you're in the moment and you realize you're doing a thing. But getting there sucks. I hate people who are like, gym rats and stuff. I identify with it. Trust me, I do. But oh my God, I wish people would it's like it's having the conversation with people where you're explaining why it sucks, and when their explanation back to you is like, well, then don't do it, or like, well, you don't have to do that. You just have to, go for a walk and eat some chicken and rice. It's like, you're more a part of the problem, but I understand the place you're coming from, because I too wish to just kind of live on an easy plane where I just kind of like go for a walk and eat some vegetables. And I'm totally content with that. I don't have all these grander goals and ideas, but I'm obviously rambling a little bit here because this is what happens when you leave the gym. Like, I feel physically great and I'm glad that I got through my workout, but just, as I'm moving along this diet and this plan, it's, it starts to get to you mentally. And that's what the battle and the journey is about. It's the consistency. And I think the third most important tip that I would offer, and that I have to constantly tell myself, is just to remember that you're right. And what I mean by that is that you're right in wanting to make the decisions you are for yourself. Whether that is listening to your brain when it's really screaming at you to enjoy a snack or to enjoy a cheat meal, because those things are necessary. And I know that it's really hard when you hear everyone going like, you have to be consistent, and you have other people are going like, oh no, you have to allow yourself some things to be happy, because both those things are true. So any decision you make for yourself, so long as you confidently believe that it's the best thing for yourself, you are right. If you want to skip out on a dinner and your family and your friends are pressuring you, oh come on, one meal isn't gonna kill you, but you really in your mind know that you want to make sure that you're consistent, you're right, and you're allowed to be. Just like the other way around. If you find yourself missing out and you really just want to enjoy a pizza with your friends, have a beer with your friends, you're right, you're allowed to do that, because it's supposed to be an up and down journey. No one, and I repeat, absolutely no one, is 100% consistent every day their entire lives. And if they are, they probably suck to be around. They're probably weird in other aspects. And the point I'm trying to make is that you have to be willing to concede and some level. That concession comes in two ways. And one aspect, we're conceding when we decide to wake up early, go to the gym, when we decide to meal prep because it's not, exactly the most exciting thing in the world. There's concession. Oh my God, I'm saying concession. What's wrong with me? There's concession that is going to happen when you're making the point to be healthy and to put yourself in a journey. But there's also the other side of concession, in which you give in to a craving. You build a system where you go, you know what? Friday is my rest day. I'm gonna sit on the couch and do nothing. That is fine. That is necessary. No one knows you better than you. And to fight against those things because you saw on the internet, well, so-and-so, they worked out, they ran 3 miles every day for 50 days. They did 100 push-ups every day for 10 months. Those goals worked for them. That does not mean it has to work for you. And it certainly does not have to work. And it certainly doesn't mean that your goals or whatever you wanted to set for yourself were unnecessary, because the point is, it's a journey. You'll hear that time and time again. It is a journey, and you're not supposed to put yourself in positions where you hate yourself. It's meant to improve our lives, right? We decided to lose weight because we were unhappy and we wanted to be healthy. We decided to go on a diet because we wanted to change how we look. We decided to go to the gym because we wanted to put on muscles because we wanted to be happy. If this thing turns into the poison that starts to creep into your mind and turn you into an unpleasant person where you don't like yourself, then what the fuck was the point of any of it? Like right now, I'm tired. I've been up since 4 in the morning because that's when I have to be at my job. I work a 10-hour shift, and then at the end of it, I just want to go home. But I will myself to the gym, and I can flex it and flaunt it as self-discipline and blah blah blah. And yeah, those things are fantastic, and they will carry momentum into beautiful other things in your life. But if tomorrow, when I have to wake up at 4 and go to work, if tomorrow after that shift is done, I'm like, you know what? I just want to lay down and recover, watch a movie on Netflix, drink a root beer because I don't drink beer. I should be allowed to do that. Not because some person is watching me is going to call me out on my inconsistency, but because my mind should be okay with me and not start to put evil thoughts in my head and say that I'm some loser, or I'm not consistent enough, or I'm not trying my best. Because there's nothing worse than when you're sitting, trying to relax, and your brain goes, you're not being productive. Did you really try as hard as you could have? Did you really put all your effort into this? It's like, dude, so much of this, I always say, this is cutting brain. Cutting brain will be the meanest thing to you. It will give you body dysmorphia, which I suffer with all the time. It'll make you feel unproductive. It'll force you to look at other people's success and measure against your own. And that is the absolute worst thing you can do. It is complete bullshit that you are creating for yourself. So the point I'm making, because this is such a rambly video that I've clearly made, is that if you find yourself in a moment where giving yourself a little bit of break will allow you to move forward, you should not feel the guilt. And this is very much me preaching to myself when I go back and watch this video. And hopefully, just hopefully, this will allow you to kind of wake up tomorrow and go, you know what, I am doing the right thing for myself. The effort I'm putting into it is enough. And as long as you can look at yourself and go, I am being consistent, and be honest with yourself in the areas where maybe you do need some improvement, then everything will work out for itself. And like I said, I just want to be a resource, the resource that I wish that I had when I started my journey. Thank you. Subscribe if you'd like, because it would obviously help me out a lot. There's many other tools out there. If you don't want to subscribe, you want to subscribe to other creators, I'm very open and I'm very much in support of any decision anyone wants to make. And hopefully you have a blessed day.